I'm probably 30 seconds early, but we will.
Oh, fine, you're good.
We will call the meeting to order. First item on our agenda is a public hearing regarding a minor subdivision for Stump Busters Inc. on Oswego Road. Now there's no one here from Stump Busters.
No, you want me to kind of put it up the board there and tell the public what we're doing? Sure.
Put it up there if you would. Here, now.
So this is a continuation of a subdivision that was started some time ago called the Allen subdivision. There's currently 2 lots on this parent parcel. Lot 1 is owned by Brian Bond. Lot 2 is owned by Oswego Road LLC, which is the location of Upstate Auto Imports. Lot 3 is a proposed lot that they're making, and they are subdividing that off of the parent parcel of Upstate Auto Imports. That is 12.71 acres and making 1 5-acre lot for the Stump Busters new warehouse and office location. That's some stuff.
Anyone here wishes to comment regarding this subdivision? Okay. There being none, we will close the public hearing at 7:02. We're tabling the approval of the minutes till next month. So we're right back with Stump Busters minor subdivision. Al, do you have a letter on it?
I do. I think Karen passed them out, but I'll give you my copy.
Probably right in front of me, I couldn't see it.
And then the county's findings are in there as well.
I got county.
Yep.
Thank you. I'll read the Planning Board Engineer's letter. Dear Chairman Corey and Lysander Planning Board members, I have completed my review of the final plat for the above referenced minor subdivision prepared by CNY Land Surveying, dated July 14, 2024. As presented, the plat appears to meet all of the requirements of the Town of Lysander Subdivision Code. I would not be opposed to the Planning Board approving the final plat as presented. I'd also like to read into the record the response from the Onondaga County Planning Board. I will skip all the whereases and go to their resolution. Now therefore be it resolved that the Onondaga County Planning Board has determined that said referral will have no significant adverse intercommunity or county-wide implications. The board has offered the following comments in regard to the above referral. The Onondaga County Health Department's Bureau of Public Health Engineering must formally approve a sewage disposal plan for the proposed lot prior to the department endorsement of the subdivision. The board offers the following requirements for the development of the proposed lot 3. The applicant is required to coordinate Oswego Road access plans with the New York State Department of Transportation. The municipality must ensure any mitigation, as may be determined by the department, is reflected on the project plans prior to or as a condition of municipal approval. Fairly standard. Any questions of board members?
No.
Pretty straightforward. Findings. An environmental assessment form indicates that the proposed action will not result in any significant adverse environmental impact. There is a letter on file from Al Yeager, town engineer, dated October 10, 2024 that has been made part of the public record. This application was forwarded to Onondaga County Planning Board for their review and recommendation, and that has been made part of the public record. This action is consistent with the town's comprehensive plan. This action is consistent with the town's current zoning ordinances. This action will cause no adverse effects on public health, safety, and welfare in the neighborhood or district. Resolved, that having reviewed the minor subdivision application of Stump Busters, Inc., as defined on a map dated July 14, 2024, prepared by CNY Land Survey, for property located at 9071-9073 Oswego Road, tax map number 025.02-28.1, Baldwinsville, New York, is hereby approved. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion?
When we did refresh my memory, when we did the seeker review, was it for just the subdivision?
No, we looked at it as a whole project.
The whole
Just the
project.
Correct.
Thank you.
Yes, we didn't say. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, so moved. Resolved that in granting a subdivision to Stump Busters Inc. for property located at 9071-9073 Oswego Road, Baldwinsville, New York, the planning board invokes its right to impose a fee of $250 per lot for one lot in lieu of land for the development of parks, playgrounds, recreation, or open land areas in the town. We should vote no on this because the property is zoned general business, residential uses not allowed. Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion?
We don't generally ask commercial developers to contribute to the town's parks.
We do not.
We do not.
Our code actually states that we're not, it's residential building lots is what it applies to.
Okay, all right, thank you.
We probably actually, in the future, don't even need to do this resolution
That's what I'm
because it
saying.
only applies to residential building lots. And this is in the general business district.
Yeah.
But it's on the table now. so-
Yes.
All in favor?
No.
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 Okay. State law states that the applicant shall file the final plat in the Onondaga County Clerk's office within 62 days from the date of a final approval, or such approval shall expire. The applicant shall also file one copy of the final plat in the Lysander Clerk's office. Oh, let's get this jump out there. Go in the file. We are tabling the controlled site use at this time, awaiting some more information. That brings us to the next item on our agenda. We were asked at the request of the town board to make a recommendation regarding a proposed amended law that would replace the current law, farm animal law, 320-51.1. You all received copies of the current law plus the proposed law, I believe.
Yep.
And at this time, I would like to get whatever comments, concerns, questions you have with regard to us putting together a recommendation. Doug?
I don't see the need for this law. I don't know how it would be managed. I don't know what the public outcry is to do this. I don't have that background.
Well, I also am unaware of the public desire for this too. Hugh, your comments?
I don't want to adopt the amendment or approve the board's doing it. Obviously, they can do it even if we say no, but I want to say no. And I would add a couple of things. The amendment would not preclude residents from doing this on their own, even if there was not a company involved doing it. And in fact, if it became law and the company went out of business or did not live up to their agreements, residents would wind up having to come up with ways to get rid of the chickens. Because the law still required, yeah, that would be one way. And I think also there are flaws in the proposed amendment. One, there is no limit on the number of chickens that could be put into a house. The proposal is written to say that the chickens must be kept on the property. In my opinion, they should be kept indoors so they don't get loose. And the title of the amendment is misleading because it has rooster in the title, and roosters do not become sexually mature until at least 16 weeks. So 30 days is much less than that. So they're nothing but chickens at that point. So I think the word rooster should be taken out, even if they do pass it. I also have a concern with the possible transmission of bird flu or other disease between the chickens, possibly wild birds, and humans. To me, it just seems like, why do you want to do this? And I think, Jack, from what you wrote, potential future exceptions raises a valid concern about ducks, rabbits, and who knows what else. A slippery slope once you start making exceptions in a very simple law.
Yeah. So I take it you're not in favor of
I am not in favor of it.
it. Steve?
I'm not in favor. I did miss one thing. I read the regulation and then it referred to something else in the definition of farm animals. I didn't read that regulation. Somewhere farm animals are defined.
Yes.
Our code.
Yeah, they would.
I assume it might be defined in a manner that would include poultry.
It's specifically listed.
Yes.
Chickens.
I don't know what rabbits are though.
So I guess I'd raise the question, why do we need a law that says you can't have farm animals, which defines farm animals to include chickens, and another law specifically for chickens,
This changes the law. It's an amendment to the existing law.
allowing just for these young ones, but for a period of time. that they
30 days.
Supposedly a limited time for us. Ostensible purpose of providing education to young kids.
I guess I can't be against that concept, but I,
Here's the definition for you.
all right. I guess I'd find it. Term includes all farm animals, horses, mules, donkeys, sheep, goats, pigs, cattle, livestock, geese, fowl, and poultry, and wild or dangerous animals. So the idea is that you couldn't have a group of young chickens for a period of time in your home if you're in one of these, regardless of what the intent is, even if the intent is for educational purposes. This law doesn't allow you to, and they're trying to write something that would allow you to. Wasn't clear to me, so I would say no. So I'm in favor of, I'm in the same
Camp.
attitude, camp as everyone else.
So we're unanimous.
Yeah, basically, without getting into too much detail, this was an idea that was born out of a situation that occurred in the household in Lysander, where grandparents bought this
Service?
the service, good word. Bought this service and inadvertently put an individual in a situation where he was in violation of the law. And that's what sort of spawned the idea. And it's sort of been built around this idea that this is a good thing to do because it provides an opportunity for children to learn about the process of chicken eggs hatching and little chickens growing up, etc. The original law, the one that's on the books now, was written with a very clear and direct intent to prohibit any form of farm animal from being housed or hoarded in a high-density residential zoned area. No exceptions to it. It was very clear when it was passed. I share the concerns of my three colleagues. I think it's a precedence that has the potential of really creating some issues. Once you make an exception to a law, you basically have said, I am willing to consider other exceptions. There can be other exceptions. And in this case, you don't want to go down that road.
No, because
raising
raising other animals is
Yeah.
also, 4-H is designed around the idea that raising animals is educational.
Well, the point is that children could get that same education from 4-H
Right.
without having to raise chickens in
But
there.
I mean, someone else could come back and say it's educational to raise a cow as well.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Or have goats for yoga, or
Yeah.
whatever.
But
Yes.
and that idea of that being a precedent that I think personally could open up Pandora's box down the road, I'm adamantly against it. I agree with comments my colleagues made, the notes that I drafted. I pointed out the fact that the way the law is written, it basically has no way of being monitored, and therefore it has no way of being enforced. It might as well not be on the books. The intent is to keep farm animals out of high-density residential areas, and I am very strong in my opposition to the adoption of this proposed amended law. I had prepared some writings which you received a copy of. Karen was kind enough to put them in a resolution form. I'm going to read this now, and we'll see if we need to add anything to it before we act on it. I will say this, when I wrote this, I recognize, Hugh, a couple of the things that you said about, they didn't spell out that it has to be indoors. They left it open, they didn't. But that's a matter of how to correct the law, but still pass it. I'm trying to focus on things that say this shouldn't be a law no matter how it's written. So that's why I didn't write that in there, but we'll discuss that. I'll read the following. Findings. The current law was enacted to ensure that no farm animals could be kept or harbored on land zoned R10, R12.5, or R20. No exceptions were intended to be allowed. The amended law, if adopted, would not only create an exception to the law's intent, but would also establish a precedence for potential future exceptions. As written, the amended law provides the town with no process to identify people who might acquire chickens, or when they might acquire them, nor if in fact they are removed by a 30-day limit. As a result, the proposed amended law cannot be monitored nor enforced. Resolved, that at the request of the Lysander Town Board, and having considered the proposed local law that would amend section 320-51.1, farm animals, in order to allow, as defined by 350-51.1B of the proposed amended law, the keeping of chickens, and I'll take out roosters, I agree with you, the keeping of chickens in high-density residential zones, the planning board hereby recommends that the town board should not allow the adoption of the proposed amended law. Any further discussion, having heard it and read it, because I know you have copies. Are you comfortable with that?
Yes.
I am.
Yes.
All right.
Second.
Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, so moved. Thank you, gentlemen. That concludes our meeting for tonight. Our next meeting will be on November 14th. Thank you.